What's up guys, MegaDPAL here, and I'm bringing another Pokemon X and Pokemon Y Wi-Fi battle for you guys today. Today I'm against Quickbobhero, and looking at our teams, we're both running a fair few PokeBank Pokemon. So on my team I do in fact have the Jellicent, along with the Keldeo, Genesect and Heatran, and on his team he does in fact have the Latios and the Infernape, two of which are huge threats to my team. So let's just get straight into the battle, shall we? It's actually a pretty decent battle, so yeah, hopefully you guys will enjoy. So I'm in fact going to lead out my Jellicent, because looking at his team, he doesn't have that Infernape, and it's most likely his optimal lead. So I'm actually going to lead off my Jellicent, because the best thing I have to take on that thing one-on-one is he does in fact actually lead out his Volcarona. I guess predicting my Genesect lead, so what I'm going to do is make the switch go out into my Heatran. Is he also pulls a double, goes out into his Latios. I guess predicting my score, which would have been a viable play, but at the same time, I'm not too sure whether his Volcarona is running the Giga Drain. I didn't want this thing to set up and potentially take out my Infernape early, my Jellicent early on, so I just make the safe switch into my Heatran. I'm going to use this time to scout whether this thing is in fact Scarf, Specs or Life Orb. It does in fact reveal the Life Orb, so that's interesting to know for later on, in that I'm able to get on my Stealth Rocks, which is great because it does in fact have a Volcarona on this team. So I'm actually going to make the switch go out into my Jellicent now just to take the incoming Surf, but he's actually going to pull the double into his Starmie. I actually made the switch into Jellicent as well on the off chance he does in fact want to go into his Starmie, try and get off a Rapid Spin and try and take on my Heatran one-on-one. So this works out nice for me as it does in fact go into his Starmie. I know I can live Thunderbolt, so and I do in fact run the Shadow Ball, so I'm confident at staying in, taking a Thunderbolt and retaliating back with a Shadow Ball. It does in fact go for that, does a solid 50% to my Jellicent. Does in fact get the Paralyze as well, which is a little annoying, but like I did say, I do have the Shadow Ball, so I am just going to go straight for that now, and I was confident this would take it out. I do in fact score a crit. I'm not too sure how much this mattered, but if it did I do apologise, but I do get hacks a little bit later on in the game, so I guess that evens it out. But my Jellicent's looking strong at the moment, and down goes his Rapid Spinner. That means my Stealth Rocks are here to stay for the duration of the game, so that's great for me. In comes this thing again, another free switch into the huge threat is Latios. I'm just going to go into my Heatran now. I kind of wanted to scout the Thunderbolt. I know Thunderbolt isn't as common on Latios, but at the same time I didn't want to risk it because my Jellicent rather is a big threat to his team, with him having the Infernape, the Volcarona, Skarmory and Scizor, which my Jellicent is all decent one-on-one. Brush reveals the Side Shock, so I'm leading to believe he's not in fact running the Thunderbolt, so what I'm going to do is just go for that Protector now, just to get a little bit more leftovers recovery, and see what he wants to go for. Does just go for that safe Surf. So yeah, I'm kind of predicting to over-predict and go for the Draco here. So I do want to stay in, just go for that Roar, shuffle it up a bit, get a free, well, see what he switches into, get some more Stealth Rock damage racking up. But that's not going to be the case. He just plays it safe, goes straight for that Surf and taking out my Heatran. That brings us both down to 5-5. So I do get the free switch, however, into this check, my Genesect. This Latios is a huge threat for me, but I need to keep my Genesect around in order to check it each and every time, because I'm in fact Scarf. I do have the U-turn, of course, get the attack boost from this Latios, so I'm just going to go straight for that U-turn. His in comes his Volcarona now, most likely his Death Fodder, because the Stealth Rock's going to do a solid 50% to this thing, and after the U-turn damage, it's going to do around about 90% in total to this Volcarona, so this thing is pretty much Death Fodder. So here I was debating whether to go into my Chomp or my Latios. Either way it didn't matter, because after I revenge kill this thing, he's in fact just going to get the free switch into his Latios. And I know he's just going to sack his Volcarona at this point, as opposed to using it for Death Fodder later and switching out into his Skarmory. Just because he does in fact get the free switch into his Latios, like I did mention, and it can start to force more offensive pressure on me. So I'm just going to use this time to Mega Evolve on my Garchomp, just go straight for the Earthquake, decimate this here Volcarona. So that's nice for me. The scores are 5-4 in my favour, and I've taken down a huge threat. So in comes this threat once again, this Latios. I don't have too much to take a hit from this thing, seeing as though my Heatran's now gone. But the most expendable Pokemon on my team is in fact my Excadrill, just because he does have an Infernape, a Latios of course, and he does in fact have a Skarmory, which my Excadrill cannot do too much to. So it is the most expendable thing on my team, but I can use this thing just to take the Draco Meteor, because I'm obviously part Steel, I do resist it, and I can't actually eat that up. So that's nice for me, because this is going to enable him to obviously get the -2 attack and take more from the Life Orb Recall, which is nice, because I need to get as much damage on this Latios as possible. if I can't manage to check it with my Genesect. I always need that plan B, so I'm just going to use this time to go into my Jellicent now, try and get a bit of recovery from the Water Absorb, predicting that Surf, which it does in fact go for, which is great for me, and obviously get a bit more left his recovery. So my Jellicent's in a nice looking position here. I do have the Shadow Ball as I did reveal, and I'm just going to go for that. He actually goes for a Roost, fully revealing he's not running the Thunderbolt, but this is a pretty risky play. It's because I could have kept going for that Shadow Ball, super effective damage, stab from my Jellicent, bringing this thing down, potentially getting a Spadef drop at the same time. But no, I unfortunately get the fully Paro, which is really annoying for me. And like, okay, I know he's going to switch now. He is at -2. He's managed to get off a Roost. There's not too much he can do to me in this position, and his team does not want to take a Scald. So I'm just going to go straight for that step to get a double Para in a row, which is pretty annoying for me, as his Skarmory would have not appreciated that Scald with the chance of burn as well. So that's exactly what I'm going to do this following turn, just to try and get off a bit of damage, see what he wants to go to. Looking at his team, I'm pretty sure this thing's going to be running Stealth Rocks as opposed to Spikes, just because it doesn't have anything else that is in fact can run Rocks, and Rocks is almost a given on any team. So he in fact just goes for that Brave Bird, trying to get a bit of damage on my Jellicent. But the recoil damage from me is Brave Bird, along with Skull, is going to bring this thing round to about 50%, and I do score the burn, which is great. This obviously negates his leftovers, going to take 6% damage each time, which is nice, because the following Scald will be able to take it out, of course, after the burn. But looking at his team, again, he does still have that Latios, which is a threat, and I'm kind of paranoid. I want to get some damage on this thing on the off chance I cannot check it with my my Genesect. Like I said, I do want that plan B, so I'm actually going to go for that Shadow Ball, just on the off chance he did in fact want to switch that thing in and force more offensive pressure on me, and potentially use his Skarmory for later. But no, just in fact to set up his Stealth Rocks, which is nice for him. But after my safe Shadow Ball, after the left is the burn will be enough to in fact take out the Skarmory, so that's nice. Bring him down to his last 3. I do believe his Infernape, his Latios, and now his Scizor. So it's 4-3 in my favour, so it's still pretty close. In comes this thing, once again his Latios. But like I did mention earlier, my Excadrill is the most expendable Pokemon on the team. The only thing it can potentially do is Wrap Spin away those rocks, but against these last 3 guys, I don't see me making a chance for that to happen. So I'm just going to be forced to sack my Excadrill to this Latios and get a free switch to my Genesect. Actually goes to Side Shock as opposed to just go straight for that Draco. Turns out nice for me is I live it with 3 HP. The reason why I said this thing turned out nice because this is going to force him to go for another Side Shock, and ultimately make him take 2 times recoil damage from the Life Orb as opposed to 1 if it had gone straight to the Draco and taken me out. So I'm getting a nice bit of chunk of damage on this Latios without even hitting it, so I do get the free switch into my Genesect now. Once again, his obvious switch is in fact his Scizor, but I have no need to over predict at this range, at this point even. I don't need to go for that Flamethrower. I can just play it safe, go for that U-turn, and go out to a check or counter to this Scizor. So that's exactly what I'm going to do, just go straight for that U-turn, as both our red steel bugs are in now, and I just go for that U-turn with the attack boost. Despite it being resisted, it does a decent chunk to say I'm not invested in attack. In fact, I believe I have 4 attack investments, so I do get the free switch. I was debating whether to go out to my Keldeo or my Jellicent, but I didn't want to risk missing a Hydro Pump, I should say. So I just decided to go into my Jellicent. The best thing to take this thing one-on-one, as I do also have the Will-O-Wisp on this thing. He's in fact going to Mega Evolve now, go out into his Mega Scizor. I know if this thing's running Faint and or Pursuit, I can live 1, retaliate back with a Will-O-Wisp and basically cripple this Scizor. It does go for that. I do live on 69 HP, but I missed the Will-O-Wisp, which is really unfortunate, as this is going to basically mean my Jellicent's going to go down, and my Jellicent is a pretty decent threat to his team. Obviously, he does still have that Infernape and this Scizor, but unfortunately I wasn't able to cripple this thing. So probably what I should have done looking back at it is gone straight out into my Keldeo, which is the move I'm going to in fact make now, as the scores are 3-3. I'm just going to go for my Hydro Pump. Hopefully I don't miss, which I don't. I'm pretty sure this Mega Scizor is going to live it, because Mega Scizor is bulk here, and I'm not in fact Specs. I'm in fact Expert Belt. And yeah, I kind of wanted to bluff the Expert Belt and try and force in his Latios to the next turn, and force him to go for that Recover, and I go for that Ice Wind and take that thing out. But I thought my safer play is just go for that Secret Sword, take out this here Scizor, because I do still have my Genesect obviously to check. this Latios, like I mentioned many times throughout this video. So this is going to force me to sack my Keldeo now. This will bring the scores down to 2-all, as I actually have my Genesect and my Garchomp left, and he has his Infernape and his Latios left. So I'm just going to use this time to go out into my Genesect now. What he's actually going to do, he's actually going to sack his Latios at this point, relying on his Infernape to obviously be able to take a hit from my Genesect and take me out with a close combat, and hoping he can take out my Garchomp with a close combat. So I did manage to check this Latios after all with the Genesect. So that's great. Down goes his thing, bringing him down to his last, his Infernape. But I'm obviously going to switch now into my Megachomp. I am at pretty much full HP. I'm just going to take a little bit from the Stealth Rocks as I come in. 11 damage to be precise, but I am 100% confident I can live a close combat from this Infernape and retaliate back with an Earthquake. But he's relying on his close combat, maybe critting, maybe taking me out. I do live. Like I said, I was confident. I did a whole lot of damage. I'm not too sure whether this thing was in fact choice banded looking at that damage. But either way, I'm going to be able to retaliate back and take it out with Earthquake. So that will be my game. A close 2-0, but a very fun game. So GG Quickbobhero. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like, comment down below, and of course subscribe for more. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.